everyone for joining this session. I will try and give my best with all my experience. Let me share something about how a business should be done. Um,
So so sorry to interrupt. There's a small box appearing on the right side of, I mean, on top of your slide. Can you just close that?
yeah,
Yeah,
right. I
yeah,
have
yeah.
to
It's
close
just
it.
happening.
That's
Just
okay. That's okay.
no.
Right. Okay.
There is. It is there. Two, three boxes have been
So how
opened.
do
You
I?
just click on that
Yeah.
and
How do I close it?
right click on that and delete it maybe.
Right. I'll try that. They are not going at all. 1 minute.
Only no. There were quite a few and only one left now. Yeah, another one
Okay.
popping up. Have you given full
Uh,
screen? Yes.
yeah, the sharing screen is going on, right?
Yes. Okay, so you proceed, sir. If any disturbances, I will let you know.
Yeah, okay, fine. Thank you very much. Um, Way back in 1986, when I was around 20 years old, I roamed around after doing my BSc mathematics and found a lonely tree, which was which was an optometry tree. Literally, I was about to join NIIT, which was uh, a computer training institute at the time. On the same road, College Road was there, and Shankar Netralaya was. Destiny took me to this place, and as I was standing on it, I realized actually I was standing under a money tree. The tree which was having the leaves were nothing but money, and I didn't waste time. I was in my third year, I think so, 1988, right? I started my store, though I have not completed my clinic, I mean optometry, but I started my course, optical store, and in 88, and which eventually, once I graduated, I immediately started my practice. And this actually picture gave me one thing. All of us, when we are young, our parents would have scolded when we waste money or for anything that do money grow on trees. Literally, even I have been told. I think all of us would have told. And I chanced upon a book also called Money Grows on Trees. I really didn't expect, but yes, there is somebody has written a book which is called Money Grows on Trees. I recommend this book very much. It is written by Matt Harris. A very simple but very it gives a very good insight on this subject. So I don't know what happens to my presentation. Inevitably, in all my presentation, Gandhi creeps in somehow or another, as it has done in this slide also. That's been my journey. I've been nurturing my tree called Tower Optics all these years, and the process is still going on. And why we should do business? Um, I mean, there are many people. I mean, earlier the outlook towards business community was bad. Really speaking, oh, you are doing business. It was looked upon bad in a wrong way. But no, things have changed. People have realized that for anything to happen, there is a commercial angle always. For me, the three main reason, I saw an unlimited scope. Unlimited scope. That is, you can do anything you want to. You are not confined to any particular set of rules and regulations, nor and you can do any business you want, any business you want. And second important thing is there is no retirement age. My wife says, I'm sure you are not going to retire ever. I said, yes, I'm not going to retire. This profession and the particular branch I have taken gives me lifelong earning. It's very, very important. And one more thing which I liked, I realized early in my career was probably in my second year itself that I want to be my boss. I don't want to work under anyone. Okay. Not that I learn still from everyone. Whether I learned under the ophthalmologist, I learned still from every day from everyone whom I meet. So these are the main three reasons I chose private practice. So who should do it? Somebody says no, it's not my cup of tea. It's not my. I cannot do it and all that. I say no. Everyone can do it. Everyone can do business, provided the number one skill you should have always in mind is the ability to take risk, and risk. Every time, in every moment, that in the private practice or in business, there is a risk element which is depending on the situation, can it be high or low. Now, how to go about doing it? Actually, for sorry, for any process to work, there will be some guidelines are there. So let me take you through this small journey. I mean, journey, when you say journey, nowadays you are not allowed to move around. And in this is the time every summer I take vacation, take my family. And this year I'm not allowed, I'm confined to my place. But still, I would like to take you to around the world in 7 points, along with the 7 wonders of the world. The first is product. Excuse me, Tamil, is that is blocking you? Hello, Tamil.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The box is blocking us a little.
So can you ask somebody how do I remove it?
I'll just do that. Can you, when you right click, what's happening? When you right click on the
Ah,
box?
yeah, now it's okay.
No,
Now
no.
it's okay.
Yeah. There's still a small box.
Still okay. No, it is still there.
Yeah. Priya, can you help us with that? Priyadashini? Gayatri?
Anyway, no problem, no problem.
Yeah,
It's
now
okay.
it
Anyway,
is.
I'll continue.
Okay, sir.
It's okay. See, the first thing is quality. You should know, you should do quality work, deal with quality product, and that is the number one thing you should understand. I see many people doing business, but they start somewhere and end up somewhere. The reason is they don't know that dealing in quality only helps you, takes you to places. And you should have a sense of the product. You should know that the product, how it will be useful to the end consumer and how it will be useful to you. Some products, I mean, I have also made a mistake. I have also, I can also still make a mistake in my career. But you should know that this product is going to give you more money. Same time, it is going to help your end user. Here, I mean, not only spectacles, your services also. In this whole talk, it means everything. So you should know essence. I got a fundus camera, how it can be useful to my patient and to my practice. And there should be a value which should be understood. That a value cannot be undermined. Something which is bought very cheaply, or the value, even the customer who values your services very cheaply is of will not last long. Second thing is the most important is the customer. You should develop a base, a very strong and large base from your practice, in your practice. That's why I tell everyone, since I've undergone that, start early. Because I met somebody recently, that was about 4 months back. He went around doing so many, working under some ophthalmologists, under some hospitals, and then he started private practice. But by the time a lot of time has gone, and he finds it difficult to adapt. So whatever line you are focusing on, start early and create a strong base. As this, all these 7 wonders, they signify that only. So there was a need of sports activity, and they needed a big place. So that's how this Roman Colosseum was found. You should be you should reciprocate. You should always be reciprocative. This is the golden rule. The patients, they will ask why you are doing this test. If you are not able to answer, I have seen it also. I mean, that in front of me, one of the internees, the patient is asking why you are doing this test, but that the internee didn't answer. So that everything got lost. You should be always be reciprocative, and there should be a transparency in your dealing. And in today's world, you cannot hide. You will say that was the case 30, 40 years back when there was no Google, no Wikipedia, no YouTube, nothing was there. Now, the before entering your clinic or your store or your hospital, the patient brings in every all the details. Even probably he knows more than you. So you have to be very careful in this, and you should not only safeguard your base, but always think about the the customers or or the patient who have not yet visited you. So your approach should be that even a new customer or a new patient comes, you should be as it happens to me. I always treat the first, I mean, as if I'm seeing the first patient or the first customer. Third comes the profitability. That's where everyone makes a mistake. People think, oh no, if I invest 5 rupees, I should get back my 5 rupees within this period of time. Probably that is a very, very wrong thinking. You will probably never get also back. Yes, no, we are always positive. We have to be devise a proper plan, and you have to see the opportunities, where the opportunities are coming, and that's how the profitability comes. Um, and for that, you should have, I mean, efficient processes in place which will take care of the fluctuation. Actually, I mean, all the whole economy for the last about 2.5 years or probably 3.5 years has been fluctuating a lot. But if your processes are in place, whatever the fluctuation may happen, you don't have to worry. Last 3 months, 4 months has been a very difficult time for all of us, but the fluctuations are bound to happen and it's going to affect your profitability. Are you ready for that? Is your processes, your plans in place so that this fluctuation, you don't have to worry about this fluctuation. Third thing is the pricing. You have to be, I mean, your pricing should be justified. If you are charging a consultation fees 500 rupees, as I was hearing the previous lecture, yes, the 500 consultation fees I charge is I should justify to my patient. And the same wise, the product, if I'm selling a frame which is costing 25,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees or 200 rupees, I should justify that, yes. And because of that correct pricing, the customer will come back to you and will appreciate not only your work, but it will bring more money to your wallet. And how it is possible? You should be always be focused when you are having a proper things in place. It is shown that if you are having an efficient uh, system in place, simple ones, not but looking for a bigger picture, brings in a culture which is helps you in developing your business, your practice, and your profitability. And to make it all this simple, you have this technology which was not there with me when I started my practice. The moment the computers came, within 2 years, I bought my big first piece PC. I still remember that day. And believe me, I am a techie guy. Sorry for the small disturbance, I mean, small things which I didn't, there was a small nitty gritty problem here. But I am a techie guy. Anything techie, anything new, I will definitely go in for it because I believe technology is helping us as it is in right now in this situation. Who would have thought this doing this webinar a few months back? But yes, the technology has come to help us. And all this, in this process, you should be honest. And you should be honest to the work what you are doing, not only to your work, but in and around in your clinic or in your store or in your hospital setup. You should be, the honesty should be prevailed. Why this picture is, this place is in Peru, signifies everything. All this is a very, very one of the heritage place. ancient culture. I mean, the culture is there, and they had built this place at a very high altitude. Technology is there, and if you see the small houses which are there, they shows that they were living in a very organized way. That's what I had kept the picture. I liked it also very much. My dream is to go there definitely. And then comes reality. When this Great Wall of China was built, who would have thought that when the use of it, which over the period of time has prevented it being invaded. So you should have a plan which is the small things, whether small things are required or not. People will think, no, I believe small things add up to the big plan, which will help you be realistic in life, in your profession. I see many times, even I have made a mistake also. We go away from our goals, what the customer wants, what the situation demands, and we are away from that. So that's why I always believe that being realistic is the most important thing, because the journey in our profession and in life is 100% unpredictable. What we plan, we thought, okay, I will do this like this. 5 months back I wanted to do this, but right now I cannot do it anyway. But yes, there should be, as far as profession is concerned, some plans will work, some plans will not work, but don't get discouraged by that. Learn from that and go to the next level. That comes to people. You should have a deep understanding of how people react, behave, and their needs. I will always tell that I can predict how an animal is going to behave or react, but not a human being. But my little bit understanding of human beings all these years, develop a nice team, whether internal or external, which will come and help you in all circumstances. In fact, this Petra place, which is there in Jordan, which is again a heritage place, this has it looks like when I saw first, I thought it is a palace or ruins and all that. No, but actually it is a place where they have stored water. uh, Absolutely, they thought about the rulers over there, or whoever might be. They thought about the people's needs. So that's why you should be have a team which not only helps you but helps your customer also. Or when you, as I was hearing the previous lecture, if you know your manufacturer of your machines, your lenses, well, they will come and help you in crisis. At the same time, you should have deal with quality people only. That's what I would like to be. But no, there are different types of people. But as much as possible, you should develop a quality approach, so that next time even that person wants to do any, will think 2 times before trying to do something to your work or anything like that. And you should have a team which is sensitive to people's need. And in very big organization, a very big multinational company, this is the key word they use. You should be sensitive to people's need. If my patient wants a pair of lenses immediately, wants within 2 hours, 3 hours, if I am not if my staff attitudes will say, no sir, I will give it to you tomorrow, no, that will be wrong. He needs it, or the person needs it. We have to make sure that we be sensitized with our, not only ourselves but to the our staff and people around us, uh, about the situation. So many times they will say, I mean, this is required, but they will say, no, we cannot do it right now. No, I have done sometimes out of the way. I went out of the way and helped my customers. Even during this Corona lockdown, the initial 3 weeks, they really appreciated, yes, that in these dire times, you have helped me. During tsunami also, we did the same thing. And that brings to something called ethics. That picture really symbolizes purity, and that's what I believe in. You should have a proper ethical practice in your profession as well as in life. Maintain proper records, because nowadays things are different. At the same time, you should be responsibility. You should be responsible. At the same time, responsibility should be cultured. Many times they said, sir, in a place where many people are working together, no, he was supposed to do. She was supposed to do that work. They keep on shifting the responsibility. No, it is one of the worst thing you can do to your profession. Don't even allow. If somebody is doing that in your workplace, I have thrown out many staff because of that. They might be good in something, but when it comes to taking responsibility of doing something, they turn back, and then that's what is wrong for any profession. You have to, because all this will decide, take a lot of effort on the decision making capability of the organization as well as your work. That brings us to the one of the most feared topic, which is coronavirus. Actually, I relate almost like it is like a competition. The C people are talking C for this, C for this. I will say the perfect synonym for coronavirus is competition. It is just doing what a competitor will do to you. So everyone are fearing. Yes, we fear this competition. And right now, I believe in one. I just the thought. I mean, during my conversation with my one of my friend, it occurred to me that this coronavirus or any other competition, what happens? We or any adversity in life, if the birds are there, they don't find proper place, they move around, they shift their nesting place, they migrate, animals perish, but human beings, they change the environment. So that's the key thing to how to deal with competition. You have to be creative. One of my customer, his name is Mr. Rajesh. Every time he comes to my store, he stays in Bangladesh. And what happens here is, every time he comes, he says, I see something different in your store. But actually, I would have made small alteration. But yeah, there should be a creative angle in the business, in the profession, and that creativity helps you to do many things, and it energizes you also. Be confident when you walk in your clinic or any place wherever you are meeting people, or even there should be a confidence should be oozing out from you, and that takes you places. And you have to be courageous also in this difficult time. Unless if we are not courageous, what will happen? We will lose hope, and we will I mean, the latest thing, what I heard, I mean, everyone would have known that the reason why many people are died is not only for the ailment, but there was a lot of negativity in them. So always be courageous, be confident, and do creative work. And one more thing is, have a mentor. Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. If you know anybody whom you think he or she can solve your problems or give correct guidance, never hesitate to approach. Uh, I had a friend of mine who supplies wholesale goods to me. He is in Bombay. His name is Mr. Praful Modi. Many of you would have heard Alankar Optician. He's been I've been knowing him for the last so many years. One of the days, almost 7 8 years back, he told me something which was against his profession, against his, but something to which will benefit me. I immediately took that point, and believe me, it has helped me survive all these years. Last, I think almost that was 7 8 years back. And I always thank him whenever I meet him or whenever I talk to him. I always acknowledge that because of his small suggestion, I am so happy right now. So there should be a mentor which will help you around, take you around. And um, that's what the private practice is all about. Here we are, what it will do? We are here into eradicating blindness, which is our main goal as an optometrist, and empowerment. Empowerment is such a awesome feeling, which I have experienced it and I'm still experiencing. It will do wonders to your self-confidence. It will help everyone all around, and it will sustain you in the profession for very, very, very long time, every way, monetarily also. And the third process is we'll be that way educating our the society which we are in, and that's our main goal. That's what the private practice in today's scenario makes sense, not only in business wise but in these 3 points. Thank you, Tamil Chudar and everyone for listening to me.
Yes, sir.
Please,
Thank
I'm ready
you
for any
so much.
questions.
Yeah, we are having few questions for you. Austin wants to know the tips that you would give for the beginners.
Repeat again, sorry.
What are the tips you
Hello.
give to the beginners? Do you hear me?
Yes, very well. Yes. The number one tip, start early. That is what I believe in. Start early. Second thing, keep your eyes, nose, and ears open all the time. I mean, even the last presenter was telling, you should know everything what's going on around everywhere. Third important thing is, don't hesitate to make mistakes. I have made a lot of mistakes, and even if you make mistakes, learn from it and come and jump back. That's what I did always. There has been a setbacks, many setbacks in my life, in my professional career also, but with every setback I have jumped back, and that's how you will feel happy when I look back these 30 years. I'll tell you one thing, the biggest problem the first hurdle I faced was in the place where I was working. I had my still my premises is there. There was an next to that same building, adjacent wall, there was an ophthalmologist practicing. Everyone was dead against me starting the private practice. I said, what he will think, what he will think. I said, no, I invested 4 years of my life, precious life, and I'm not going to go waste. Let it be. And that too for a person, yes, I learned a lot from that ophthalmologist, but I'm not going to sacrifice my 4 years for that. That is what it is. I started my practice. I'm still practicing here, and he left within few years of my starting practice. No offense, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, there's another question in somebody watching in YouTube, Ashwani. He's asked, you know, can I become an entrepreneur just after BOPROM, and how do I do it?
Yes, absolutely. I did that. In
Yes.
fact, I did before even becoming BOPT.
Yeah.
Okay.
One
You
example.
should become. Why not? You should become. You should become an BOPT. And I'm very happy that if you do it, because the private practice will encourage social recognition. I would like to give one small example of this Vasan Eye Clinic. Okay. I'm talking. I'll always think positive about everything. I take the positive out of things. Okay. Vasan Eye Care took the ophthalmologist to a bigger, higher level than ever before. Of course, they are not no longer there, but the work they did, they brought in limelight what an ophthalmologist can do to your eyes in the minds of general public. And definitely our optometry profession will grow only when more number of private practitioners are there. And the people should know, when I started my career, with every patient I have to explain that what is an optometrist, what is an optometrist. With each, and believe me or not, with every patient I have to explain. He said, who are you? I said, I'm an optometrist. What, you're not a doctor? That was the common term which was question and answer, question answer was happening. Yes, you have to start.
Yes. Sir is definitely a live example of the reaping the benefits of starting early. So
Thank you.
that's nice, sir. And Pungode ma'am wants to know, from 5 years from now, where is optometry in India going to be? I want to hear that from
Ma'am.
Pungode ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Pungade. How are you?
Good, sir. Senior
Yes,
ji,
5 years.
you're always rocking.
Rocking.
Thank you, ma'am. Rock, paper, scissor.
Yeah.
What you are going to throw now?
Whatever it is, you will have the answer, no, sir.
Right. Okay.
You know how
Ma'am,
to turn
Before
it
the
into a fruit.
future, 1 minute, before the future, 5 years from now, you tell me, if you turn back and look at your journey,
right.
do you think documentation and publishing or research should have taken you to a better level? Because I have regret on
No,
it.
ma'am. No.
I want to know your opinion.
No,
Okay.
ma'am. I would see. Ma'am, my self-realization happened in my second year of optometry. Okay.
Okay.
First year, I was, as I think all as everyone does, we didn't know what optometry was, and we were playing around. For me, second year realization happened, and probably it's in my blood. I think so. Okay. I believe it or not. For me, my summer vacation when I was around 12 years old or something like that was my father's wholesale optical store. Okay. And probably that all went happened with me. Of course, the store which I started is all my thing. They there was nothing from them except the blessings and uh, small things. But this was my baby, and I realized that what I can. See. I have a knack of uh, understanding people little bit. I think so. Remember, we have in my classmate, there was a classmate called Suresh. Okay. He's now Dr. Suresh. He's in US. So I used to tell him, Suresh, you are fit for doing research. Go and do research. Don't do all this. Okay. Literally, he does that, and he's very good at that. Okay. So I've understood that definitely. That was not my cup of tea. What I am doing right now is where I have excelled. I realized that I'll be good in this. That's what happens. And coming to the second point, 5 years from now, I'm seeing an amazing future for optometrists. This corona crisis has brought not only change in me.
So there's some network issue.
Hello.
Yeah, there's some network issues.
Into
Just repeat that.
Voice is breaking.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, now better.
Yeah.
Now better.
It's not clear,
Still
sir.
breaking.
Hello. Now is it okay?
Yeah, better.
Yeah. Okay.
No, not.
What you see.
No, Sanjay sir, your voice, your
Yes.
audio isn't clear.
Still breaking.
Just
Still breaking.
Okay.
You
Wait.
probably close your
Kind of.
video, then it may be better. Network may be a little better.
Do that.
Because your video
How is it?
is also getting stuck.
How
Yeah.
is it now?
Yeah, now a little better.
Great. Thank you. See, I mean, this Corona crisis has brought in. First, I'll talk about myself. Has brought in lot of changes. I didn't realize what I knew, never dreamt doing it. I am doing it right now. Would like to share one small thing that about few days back, I have done my first teleoptometry case. I'm in Chennai. Patient is in Pune. I was able to check his vision, his color vision, and field test. All these three things I have done it, and the process was very smooth. And I am so happy. The patient's vision was 6/9, and I told him, what are the things you do. I have ready with me a battery of tests which I can do with my studies which I have done. Okay, this is number one. As far as optometry is concerned, 5 years down the line, it's going to be an amazing journey. In fact, this 2020, all of us have got our vision back. 2020, all the optometrists, probably even general public, everyone has got their vision back. And as far as optometry is concerned, it's going to be an amazing period. 5 years down the line, we will be talking something else right now. That
Excellent,
time, sorry.
excellent. Thank you.
Lovely, sir. And we have one more question from Swagat, sir. Hi, sir. Can you please give updates regarding online business mediums nowadays? Is it a good option to
Updates on?
jump into business without a prior knowledge or experience?
See, it was long back, but see, unless you jump in the water, then you're going to know how to swim. But before jumping, there are a lot of YouTube videos. There are coaches who will ask you, who can guide you how to swim in the water. Please do that, and definitely there is no harm in doing this. You can jump into it straight away, provided there should be some safety nets ready for you. You shouldn't be cut a sorry figure within you, in front of your own self, of your family members or friends.